And a peek into the locker room. Players soaking in the Great to have you with us. We are set. Richard, what do you expect to see from this guard matchup?
These guys are lethal one-on-one, but I think the key is to keep their teammates involved, playing unselfish basketball.
Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Cam Thomas, and it's Waters in at the point guard position. The three from Banchero drains the triple.
He felt the defender closing out to him, and Banchero let it fly. That catch-and-shoot ability is a weapon.
Cox. Good. And it's DeRozan who picks up the assist.
He just makes it look so easy. On offense, like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Now here's Thomas. Another shot. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for Minnesota. Here's Cox. It's rebounded by Law. The Nets have gone 1 for 3 so far. Here's Whitehead. And as it goes out of bounds, Brooklyn able to keep possession. And just about a minute into this first quarter. Here's Banchero. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
A combination of brute force and skill on the interior. Hollow Banchero.
Here's Cox. 35 points his last game. With nobody on him, he buries that jumper.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Waters. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Sacramento. Here's the floater. And he takes it up and lays it in.
There's a touch of artistry to the floater. Takes feel as much as skill.
Minnesota shooting their first free throws of the game. He misses the free throw.
Cox taking 2 shots.
That one's no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Here's Cox. He buries it from 3. Cox has got 7.
Right now, they are humming along. 3 of 4 to start this game.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. I asked him how he plans to slow down Paolo Banchero, and Coach told me, look, he's an all-star, so you've got to guard him with your whole team. He's big, he's strong, he can punish you down low. He's also quick and has the ability to beat you on the perimeter. We'll have to be disciplined tonight, B.A.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Thomas outside. Pass to Waiters. To the inside. Here's Law. Downs with a rebound. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Here's Cox. There's throw it down! Wow!
How about Edwards keeping his head up and spotting the open man?
And how about our AT&T 5G slam cam? Couldn't have captured that play any better. Here's Cox. And that one drops for him. 11 points in the game.
And he's carried them this quarter. A dominant offensive stretch.
That's tipped. And he taps it home with authority.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just...
by Jordi Fernandez. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Dillingham's checked in for Anthony Edwards. And the Nets also making a change. Jang's checked in. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Whitehead. No made baskets yet. To the middle. Here's Law. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Nets trail by 4.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Pass to Jang. Here's Whitehead, defended by DeRozan. Here's Whitehead, taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
To the left wing, fires the 3. Cox, good. Cox has got 16 points now.
Of his 8 shots so far, he's only missed 1. He's starting this game strong.
Jumps up. Oh,
Nice finish.
man, big time right there. And he goes in for the dunk.
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark.
This is the kind of range Thomas has, which is why you must get out on him immediately.
Waters grabs the miss, and he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul. This bench has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Well, RJ, you got traded a couple of times for good reason. What's it like off the floor?
I don't need your quips, BA, but it is crazy. You get a phone call and bam, you can move across the country. And while it's hard on you, you understand it comes with playing in this league and having this job.
On the floor for the Nets, we've got Banchero, and it's Waters in at the 3, the small forward.
Minnesota foul. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
On defense, the Timberwolves. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. The kick out to Banchero. 4 on the clock. Richard, how do you think you would have fared if social media was as prevalent in your younger years as it is right now?
I can tell you right now, I would not be able to sit next to you right now, BA. That's the type of life I would have lived.
He gets to the line a lot. Banchero knows that and works on those shots at practice.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second, and he gets it to go.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Here's Cox, and he lays it up and in. Cox has got 22 points.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
Banchero outside. Pass to Waiters. They set the screen. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Brooklyn shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First free throw is good. Brooklyn, Whitehead comes in for Jeffries. And Cam Thomas subbed in for Hayes. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
It's not luck that he's so steady at the line. It's through repetition and hard work.
Over to the left wing. Towns passes to Cox. Towns on a screen. Here's Cox. He's got 22. That one goes. Count it. Cox has got 6 here in the quarter.
and just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." He loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks.
And people forget that DeMar DeRozan has competed in multiple dunk contests. This man has elite balance.
Ball to pass to Banchero. And there's another one for the Nets.
His shot has been on point from the opening tip. He's pretty much kept them in the game.
A minute 42 left in the second quarter. Outside Edwards.
See, right there, you see the patience Edwards has developed. Not forcing it, getting the defender to commit.
This is his first opportunity at the line this evening. So the Nets making a switch here. Jeffries is checked in. And both free throws good for Edwards. Nets trail by 16. Pass to Jeffries. Here's Whitehead, covered by Towns. Here's Jeffries. The three ball. Waters can't hit. Minnesota leading by 16. DeRozan outside.
Look at the career of DeRozan. Here's a guy who has learned how to move the ball. Speaks to DeMar's commitment to getting better.
Brooklyn has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Here's Jeffries. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Defeated by Detroit in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
I really think that L has to fall on their defense, or a lack thereof. Just not enough focus at that end of the floor.
Some of it was solid shooting from their opponent, but they didn't have any teeth with their defense. Need to be more active than they were. They might start using him a little bit more sparingly with 3 fouls already before the half.
First trip to the free throw line. So it's Minnesota in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback approach is paying off. We'll be right back after this word.
When I look at Brooklyn, they've had a drop-off that I don't think anybody predicted. Came into the season with high hopes. The chemistry just hasn't.
And looking now at that first half, anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for the Nets. And that's it for halftime.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Both of the towers out there for him. Cat at the 4, Gobert at the 5. Then it's DeMar DeRozan. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Goose in at the point. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Just flawless timing right there.
Right? The dish, the catch, the flush, the whole thing was perfect. Banchero outside. The 3 is up. At the arc, Banchero finds his mark.
And this team relies on Banchero's scoring, but tonight he's carried them.
Inside. Gobert passes to Cox. Down low. Picked by Gobert. Nice move. Kicks it to DeRozan. Edwards, a pass to Cox. It's rebounded by Law.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Waters, the pass to Thomas. Five on the clock. Here's Law, defended by DeRozan.
The wingspan of Towns in action, allowing him to get on the ball.
Offensive rebound.
First team foul.
90 seconds into the second half now. Here's Cox. And he's got 28 now.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks. Well, Bruce in their last matchup against the Pistons was simply terrific. He dropped 35 points, and he really showed up on the defensive end as well, using all of his versatility. And he had an overall impressive game, chipping in multiple ways. He was Mr. Versatility. Yeah?
Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. It'd be great to see him top that performance tonight.
Well, his team needs him to contribute. When he's on his A game, he just makes play after play.
Expect them to go to him.
Oh,
nice.
What a huge jam!
Gracious.
Big time right there.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Gets the three ball to go. Cox has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Clutch buckets. He's paving the way as they hit the home stretch.
To the paint. Here's Whitehead. No good again that time.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Here's Cox. No good on the three.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
The Timberwolves lead by 20. DeRozan outside. Throws it up high. And that one is hammered home.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
That's number 4 on him. He's still got a little wiggle room, but if he picks up a fifth, that could be a problem.
Dillingham's checked in for DeRozan. And the Nets also making a change. Jeffries checked in for Thomas. Banchero against Towns. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. They get the rebound. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
Picked by Gobert. And here's Edwards outside. Brooklyn pulls it in. Ball's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Whitehead passes to Banchero. Alley-oop on top. Hammer it home.
Get up, Paolo. Rocking the rim.
Pass to Cox. From the high post. Waters grabs the miss.
Got a good look there, but just not able to hit from the mid-range.
And so in the game for the Nets, we got Cam Thomas, and it's Whitehead in at the 3. Cox, good.
It's almost like he had a bird's eye view of the court. DeRozan always knows where his teammates are.
Waters, the pass to Long. Pass to Waiters. From downtown, it's rebounded by Minnesota. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. Williams in the post. Here's Cox. Oh, swiped away. Knocked away. Here's Waters, defended by DeRozan.
The experience of DeRozan, a step ahead of the shooter.
Edwards against Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Williams. Oh, not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it. And the Timberwolves lead by 15. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And another one!
And no one can stop him. It's another 40-point game, and he's had a bunch of them.
And with tonight's performance, he's now tied for fourth on the single-season 40-point game list. Cox. Waters grabs the miss. Waters got rebound number 5 here tonight. Whitehead passes to Waters. Here's Whitehead. Here's Waters. Down low. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
The reverse slam, that was sweet.
Ah, the finesse on full display. Rudy Gobert's checked in for the Timberwolves.
Make some noise.
Minute 32 left in the fourth. Oh, sweet move. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly. Players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that. It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Timberwolves.
And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one.
MP, you are the straw that stirs. Win this game so we can go hit the buffet for some chicken wings.
Yo, MP, let's go.
Objects in motion, stay in motion.
If you're having an issue at any time that needs to be addressed, please send your word calls along with your issue and seat location to 55555. A member of our guest relations team will respond immediately. And coming up next, it's Hawks Punishment Day. Make sure to look out here if you believe it's a good one of Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, say does that.
Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA. And what a matchup we have here in the front court break.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical,
and highly intensified.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Some big guys down front on the block. Towns and Gobert. Edwards is out there with Goose. And it's DeRozan in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Pass to Johnson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 3 on 3. Here's Towns. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
And nice intensity from Towns in the paint. Doesn't back off and takes that shot while being fouled.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Here's Perry, covered by Cox. Pass to Coulibaly. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson with the screen. Puts up a deep 3. Coulibaly, no good. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Atlanta's head coach, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. We'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. We'll see if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here's Johnson after the made shot from Cox. Here's Perry. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. Fires the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Here's Cox. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Well, a good start here. That's Trey for Trey, and that's Spanish for 3.
Here's Perry. Pass to Coulibaly from downtown. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
It's stolen by DeRozan. Here's Cox. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Oh, that's a terrific dime from DeRozan. And this is why guys enjoy playing with him.
Here's Coulibaly. Edwards defending. Perry, no good.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
And there's the drive.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. You know who that was.
Well, he is looking confident. I love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Cox the pass to Edwards. Edwards off a screen from Cox. And Anthony Edwards hits from deep.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Atlanta. And a change for the Timberwolves. Dillingham's checked in. Johnson can't hit. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Cox. That shot, no good. Hunter with some nice defense. Rizachet with it. Now guarded by Cox. Driving in. Perry passes to Jackson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And Rizachet, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch, At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
Houston passes to Hunter. Now Koulibaly. There's the screen. Pass to Houston. Back to Koulibaly. Shot clock at 6. Okongwu a screen. A 3. Koulibaly with it. From deep. That shot missing.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
On the court for Minnesota, we've got Williams. Goose out there with Edwards. Then there's Kelly Oubre. And it's Simmons in at the 5, roaming the paint. Pass to Houston. Hunter kicks to Dort. Now Koulibaly. To the middle. And Okongwu slams it in.
And in terms of size, not your typical center. But man, he plays as big as any of them, thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Here's Cox. That's short off the rim.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Goose, in their last matchup against the Nets, played superb basketball. He scored 45 points and did his job on defense with an impressive number of steals. Totals like that put him in rarefied company. A game for the ages. Back to you, Kevin.
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. GA's really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
And forget the pretty offensive skills. Simmons using his length to get some gritty points on that play.
The Hawks trail by 8. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Dort finds Hunter. Williams with the block. Puts it up from 12. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds in this game.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
He's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And eventually, every player, GA, has to grapple with age. Realizing they've lost a step or 2 against the young fellas. And sometimes, that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully, by that point, it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, who's checked in for Simmons. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Grant Williams. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Kelly Oubre. DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Koulibaly. Reza Shea in the corner. Johnson against Towns. Pass to Reza Shea. Pocket 6. Here's Perry. And the 3-ball is good. Perry's got 9 points.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
1:57 left in the second quarter. Here's Cox. Another miss by Minnesota.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Pass to Perry from deep three-point land. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
That's right here. Here come the Hawks. And the dunk by Reza Shea.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Here's Cox. And the rejection by Jackson. To Reza Shea. And 101 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Jackson. Lee Ballas was put in just the right spot. Jackson's got the lead up to 1 now for the Hawks. Minnesota's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. That bucket in no time at all. And that's 17 points for Goose.
Ever evolving as a passer, DeRozan continues to impress with his ability to find his teammates.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Cox. Rebound by Johnson. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. DeRozan against Hunter. Johnson outside. Hunter against DeRozan. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Here's Rizashea. Drains the three-pointer. Rizashea's got 5 points now in the quarter. And here's Edwards for the
They just do that, Kevin. They just did it. Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
Well, you love nailing the last second shot. Always a feel-good moment.
Hey, and guys, I want to talk for a sec about the talent level in this league. In fact, I'd say it's never been better.
You sure?
Getting to that first half of action from Minnesota, they find themselves in the middle of a tight one.
The pace of this game is suiting them.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of...
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Timberwolves lead by 2. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've seen a tremendous game from Goose.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Yeah, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
The front court is Rizashea and Johnson. Then it's Coulibaly. Then there's Jaren Jackson. And it's Perry in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Pass to Coulibaly. Connects from three-point range. Coulibaly's got 12.
This is what he does. Find space on the perimeter and then sink the three.
Gobert, the screen. Cox, the pass to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And all of that size rolling there after that screen. Gobert moves now with such confidence when in the pick and roll.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked on, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
David, just like you. Thanks so much.
And you love how Jackson Jr. has responded to setbacks and injury in his career. He doesn't get discouraged, just makes him work harder.
Harry, no good. Minnesota in the lead. Here's Cox. Good, and as this goes to town. And that's now 19 points for Goose.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Out to the right wing. Johnson outside. Jackson up top. Gobert. And the basket by Jackson. He's got 9.
Well, that's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Coulibaly with it. Picked up by Edwards. Here's Perry. He nails it. And we're tied up. Perry's got 11.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind it out game.
Outside Edwards. Pass to DeRozan. It's deflected. It's stolen by Johnson. Poked loose. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Here's Cox. Got that bucket. Cox has got 21 in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Timberwolves shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. Minnesota making a switch. Dillingham's checked in. Atlanta with the ball, trailing by 4. Here's Perry, covered by Cox. Johnson the screen. A nice shot by Perry.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Back to Towns, and taken away by Johnson. And here comes the break. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting. Minnesota's got fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Towns, the screen. Here's Cox, and it's good off the glass. He's got 25.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
With the drive, and he jams it with authority.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Here's Perry. That's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
1:27 left to play here in the third. Pass to Rizachet. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Jackson. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Cox. He's defended by Coulibaly. And that one's good, Cox.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Now a timeout called by Atlanta. Nice game. Great performance by Goose.
They got to be using this timeout to think about personal.
Substitution on the court.
Edwards, a screen on Schroeder. Cox, the pass to Edwards. Goes up to the stripe. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, we've got Goose. Anthony Edwards out there with Kelly Oubre. Then it's Dillingham, and it's Simmons in at the small forwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Leonard. And Okongwu gets whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Shea, he's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Timberwolves leading by 10. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Cox on target from 13 feet. Cox has got 31 points.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
Down low, covered by Oubre. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
They've been running away from the defense all game. I mean, loads of points here off the fast break, and the opposition just hasn't been able to adjust to that aggressive play style.
Man, scoring off of turnovers is so helpful. I mean, you get easy opportunities at the rim. It devastates the opponent. They've done a great job tonight of converting on those chances. That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Here's Cox. He's defended by Coulibaly. And that one's good, Cox.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Pass to Coulibaly. Jackson, a screen on Edwards. Down low. And the dunk by Jackson.
What agility there. Look how quick Jackson moves after setting the screen. Perfect execution.
Here's Cox. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Cox has got the lead up to 12 now for the Timberwolves. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Perry. Here's the floater. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the inside. Stripped away. Here's Perry. Defended by Gobert. Jackson, a screen on Gobert. Perry, no good.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, and that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Here's Cox, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
Credit to Gobert there. Excellent pass to an open teammate.
Timeout, Hawks. Atlanta making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. And the rejection by Towns.
A firm denial by Towns, knocking it away with that tremendous length.
Here's Cox, and it's blocked. Pass break here from the Hawks. Here's Coulibaly. Lays it up and banks it in.
Changing ends quickly, he's rewarded with a high percentage work.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Gobert, the screen. Here's Cox. Rebounded by Jackson.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Towns. And he can't get the first one.
At the line for 2, Jalen Johnson.
Second free throw, no good. Here's Cox, and it's good for 2. Cox has got 39.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Third personal. Team score.
First free throw is good.
Jalen Johnson.
And Johnson drops them both. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Cox. He takes it. He got it again. Sensational.
Another outstanding game for him. He has been a consistent offensive force all year.
Only 3 other players in all of NBA history have more 40-point games in a season than he does.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Johnson finds Hunter. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's Cox. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. This crowd was stunned.
Keep it up, MP. Keep chopping. You ready to give these fans what they paid for? these are the games you have to win. You take them seriously.
Glad to have you with us. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Anthony Edwards.
And the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. That's not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
And Clark, for these two teams, a lot of their action runs through the front court.
You're exactly right, B.A., and I think that's where the game's going to ultimately be decided. I mean, we have to see which set of these bigs is going to impose their will, not just offensively, but defensively, too.
Now let's take a look at the Kings' opening lineup. Pascal Siakam out there with Robert Williams. And then there's Trey Mann. Then it's Amadou Diallo. And it's Carter in at the point. Siakam gets the bucket.
And just so accurate off the pass. I mean, I love whenever Siakam decides to go right up with it like that.
Cox, the pass to Towns. They set the pick. Over Siakam. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
Outside Carter. Now here's Mann, guarded by Edwards. Carter, a screen on Edwards. Back to Carter. Got a piece of it. Diallo outside. Just 4 to shoot. Takes the 3, and he stays with it. Carter can't get it to go.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones.
The shot no good by Cox. Sacramento has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Carter, the pass to Williams. And Williams punches it home.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small in his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
Here's Cox. Coming off a terrific game against Atlanta. Pass to Gobert. There's the screen. Here's Cox. Up and over Carter. The shot no good by Cox. The Kings have gone 2 for 5 here in the first.
First team foul.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Allie LaForce had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. Allie, what do you have to say?
I asked Coach what his plan was for trying to slow down Pascal Siakam, and he said to make him into a jump shooter. He does the most damage around the rim, so we want to force him out of the perimeter whenever possible. It's not an easy task by any means. We'll see if they're able to do this. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
Here's Cox. And there's the lob. And it's Towns with the power finish.
And a good call. Towns, one of the best in the league with the catch and flush.
On the attack, Carter. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. And Minnesota has possession. Trailing by 2 to the middle. Here's Cox. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Siakam, no good. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Ooh, he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Minnesota is shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. First one falls for him. So the Kings making a change here. McDaniels checked in. It's both from the stripe and from what we've seen so far in his career. Anthony Edwards wants to be that guy in crunch time, Clark.
B.A., I love his mentality. Not only in that he wants to be the guy, but he also wants to elevate his teammates. And he plays the game with an exuberance and a joy and a freshness that is, quite good to see. But I like his attack mentality and his willingness to step into leading his team by example at both ends of the floor.
And here's Minnesota now. They want to keep rolling here following a win against Atlanta.
You have to respect their ability to stay consistent away from home, keeping their cool and making quality shots.
Well, efficiency is critical. And I love how they ran their offense and got quality shots out of their sets.
Here's Cox. Oh, it's stolen by Siakam. Stripped it away. The shot no good by Cox. Sacramento has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Siakam, pass to McDaniels. Back to Siakam. Now here's Carter. Pass to Siakam. Second chance effort. And it's blocked by Edwards.
And you see Edwards trying to do this more, impose his will at the defensive end. Good job defensively that time.
Cox, the pass to Towns. And here's Edwards. 1:14 left in the first. Kept alive. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Towns has got 6.
And, for all his perimeter skills, Towns also bringing that physicality inside.
Cox. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. The highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Siakam, that's good.
You have to take Siakam seriously at the arc. He can hurt you from there.
Here's Cox. Sacramento grabs the miss.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. The ball doesn't...
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Cheatham. And right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Here's Fleming. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. Williams is checked in for the Kings. Siakam comes in for Cheatham. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep. And they have been thus far.
And, in no time at all, they've also started finding points inside, already taking apart that interior defense.
We've got Grant Williams. He's out there with Edwards. Rudy Gobert is out there with Dillingham. And it's Goose in at the point. So that's the lineup from Minnesota. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Goose in their last matchup against the Hawks was simply terrific. He added 43 points and was such a menace on the defensive end. Steals galore. He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks. Well, that was an incredible night for him. They rode him to that win.
And he was more than happy to carry them, B.A. He might still be feeding off that performance heading into this one.
Yeah, all indications are that he feels good coming into this. Feels confident that he can build on that prior success.
Williams, a screen on Williams. 5 to shoot. Siakam, no good.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Let's find out the news on DeMar DeRozan. Allie, what's the update?
Guys, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer from Minnesota. He said there's a little lump at the bruise site, some stiffness when walking, but that the hip overall should be okay. Devastating news all the way around, as he will miss the entirety of the playoffs, guys.
Okay, thanks for the update. Good to get that information. Now we know how things are coming along, Graham.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle. And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Cox, the pass to Gobert. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Second. Minnesota Timberwolves up 19 points as the quarter comes to a close. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
In the East, De'Aaron Fox.
We know Fox is one of the fastest players in the league, but these days, he doesn't.
Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That does it for halftime.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Man, what can you say? Pascal Siakam, an impressive effort here today.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now. Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
Taking a look at Sacramento. Robert Williams out there with Pascal Siakam. Then it's Amadou Diallo. Then there's Trey Mann. And it's Carter in at the point guard position. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on a team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that.
Williams, a screen on Edwards. Puts up a three. Man, misses. The Timberwolves lead by 21. Outside Oubre. To the wing on the left. Here's Cox. He's guarded by Mann. From the high post. Good. He hits again.
And as he continues to pile up the points, he is moving into elite company.
Creeping up on the fourth highest scoring season in league history.
And Wilt Chamberlain holds so many of these top scoring marks. He's got this next one with 3,033 points set in 1961.
And another miss by Sacramento.
Coming out stone cold here. Sometimes the break will do that to you.
Pass to Cox. Towns on a screen. To the wing, right side. Fires for three. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam. Siakam's got 5 rebounds tonight. Now here's Carter. Tight defense on him. Inside. And then Siakam with the jam.
Yes, certain nights, Siakam takes over. He's been aggressive here from the tip.
Here's Cox. He's checked by Carter. Cox, good. Cox has got 6 here in the quarter.
Well, I like this execution coming out of the half solid. 3 for 4 from the field so far.
And the pass to Carter. And he's going for the lob. Who poked away. Siakam outside. Sends it home from three-point land. Siakam's got 19 points.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence. Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
Cox. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Now Now here's man. Guarded by Edwards. Carter from outside. Rudy Gobert with a rebound.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt. And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns has welcomed Anthony Edwards to a co-starring role on the Wolves. Towns said, quote, "I never wanted to be a bad vet. I wanted to be one of the successful stories that brought the best out of the young guy, and I think I've done a great job of supporting Ant." Brian, reminiscent of how KG helped him years back, maybe?
Yeah, it's a good point, Allie. Picked by Carter. Now here's McDaniels. He's guarded closely. The three, Diallo. Rebound, Minnesota. Now, left side. Pass to Gobert. To the left side wing. Here's Cox. He's checked by Carter. The shot no good by Cox.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Diallo gets the bucket.
Activity on the glass. That's a possession that could have gotten away from him.
Here's Cox. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Cox has got 10 points in just the second half.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Diallo passes to Carter. To the inside. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the... And it's DeRozan with the ball for Minnesota. It's an 18-point game. They've got DeMar DeRozan. Ben Simmons is out there with Anthony Edwards. Then there's Dillingham. And it's Goose in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Morgan. And Clark, we're seeing greater parity league-wide, but there's still those teams wandering the wilderness.
Yeah, and some of that is due to teams failing to draft well. You got to be a little lucky, but you also have to be...
Substitution on the court.
Simmons against Diallo. Man, the pass to Williams. Siakam, right side. Over DeRozan. And another miss by Sacramento. Minnesota's got 2 of 5 threes to go here in the 4th. Oh, another one falls.
It's hard to understate just how special his season's been. This is something we see once in a generation.
He now has the 4th highest scoring season of all time. And yes, another basket.
We are bearing witness to one of the great scoring seasons.
Boy, he's delivering night in and night out and nearing 3rd all-time for scoring in a season.
And guys, don't look now, but Michael Jordan's scoring mark from 1987 is in his sights.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
DeRozan, a screen on Carter. Here's Cox. Rebound by Sacramento. Siakam's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
Their transition game was the standout for me. Created a lot of extra pressure pushing the ball.
I agree. They took control of the tempo and were really dictating the terms of the game.
Add this one to the win column. Their 57th of the year. And what a huge performance it was for Goose.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
Inside, Siakam gets the better of the defense using his agility, clearing himself a path to a shot.
Cox on target from range. Cox has got 31 points.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Efforts give.
We see the Timberwolves taking the W here.
the straw that stirs the drink. This is it, the playoffs. Time to turn it up. Season starts now.